thank you. What is your position on the $3 billion, yes, that's with a B, that was spent on the registration of long guns, rifles and shotguns? And it didn't do anything to curb the crime element, but it did target the farmers, museums, hunters. Needlessly, surely the politicians can find a better way to squander $3 billion. And how will you vote when this comes back on the floor?
Thank you.
And I heard that quite a few things where that billions of dollars could have been used. But
yes. Thanks, Sonny.
Well, I agree. I don't know how a list can cost $3 billion, but the Canadian government has figured out a way. We want to preserve the gun registry, but streamline it, right? Make it more efficient so that we get rid of this waste in the system. We also want to ban handguns throughout Canada and other guns designated as people killers to make our communities safer. We also want to form a task force with the United States Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms Bureau and Canadian Border Enforcement to stop gun smuggling at our borders, to stop these guns getting in the country where they are ending up killing our citizens.
Lloyd, I just don't agree with the evidence that has been produced, and every law enforcement agency across the country supports the retention of the registry, in fact, the recent statistics indicate that domestic tragedy has occurred, and not with just handguns, but also the availability of long guns. So I think that we should take it from those that know the situation best, that the registry has to be maintained. However, I agree with Sonny in terms of the streamlining of the registry. There should be an exhaustive inquest into why it costs that much, if it does. But at the end of the day, if it produces a safer society, the registration has to be mandatory, and we have to rely on the best evidence that we're getting to do that, whether it's farmers or whatever, and they have to abide by that as a matter for civil society to issue. Thank you.
This is one of those dividing questions. There's a lot of people in rural communities who believe that the registry is an attack on them. It's not. What the registry was an attempt by the government to give law enforcement agencies a tool through which they could track where the guns were coming from that were used in crimes, not used to shoot partridges in the woods, but used in crimes. That's what it's for. How it got to be a $3 billion boondoggle, you have to ask the Liberals, because they were in charge when the money was being spent. It shouldn't have been $3 billion, and that was the nature of the question, is there a better way to squander $3 billion? Through the sponsorship scandal, through the G20 and the G8 summits, the governments have discovered ways to spend our money that we haven't even thought of. And we need to find a better way for the gun registry to do the job it was designed to do, which is to make our streets in our communities safer for everybody that lives here. Thank you.
So we seem to have... Do we have two people coming up with questions?
No, this gentleman is next.
Okay.
354 wasn't called yet. Thank you.
So you need to call a number for the next one?
357.
It was already called, but the gentleman couldn't read his ticket, so he's going to be coming up after this gentleman. It's okay. He's coming next.
Hi, my name is Philip, and this is a question to all candidates. This being one of the poorest ridings in all